Alright, guys. I'm back. Redemption, baby. Redemption. Today I shorted AKER. I was actually talking about this pre-market. I sent out the alert, I guess. I don't know if anybody followed it, but I sent it out at I think it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to show it, but if you join our chat room, it's Pro Stock Chat on the Discord. I'm usually in there in the mornings, sometimes in the afternoons, but I got redemption on this, and I'll explain my trade. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this stock has a history with the way it trades. If you haven't noticed, it always has a morning spike and then it crashes. I'll just show you the last 3 days. So you can see right here, on this day it had a morning spike, crashed. This day right here, morning spike, crashed. And then today, once again, morning spike, crash. So I've had all these levels up for a while. So let's get to what I did today on the stock. Zoom over. So I see in this pre-market, I seen the high was like 670. I seen this pullback, and then right away I was like, yes. It pulled back, and I was like, I know exactly what this stock's gonna do. It's gonna spike, and then it should have a morning crash, and then it should fade away the rest of the day. It doesn't mean it has to, but in the back of my mind, that's what I'm thinking, because this pattern is repeating itself. Yeah, there's one day it took shorts and squeezed them, but today this stock was definitely in play. So this morning, right here, I was already leaving, so I had an order set. I believe I set one at 6:30. Actually, I know I did. 6:30 I had it set for. To short 500 shares at 6:30. And let's see here. So right here is where I first got short. I actually shorted the stock pre-market as well. It was a small trade, but this one was the main one. So I had my order set at 6:30, and the reason why is because the 640 level has been a huge resistance. Here, let me just show you. I talked about this on my last video. So no, not far enough back. So right here, where I got the 640 yesterday, I actually was shorting this at the same place. I didn't get, remember yesterday I was talking about this, I didn't get my fill at 650, but I was shorting this pop, and then I covered down here. So I knew this 640 level was going to be huge, and then the 7 level is going to be another huge resistance, because that was the main support on yesterday. So like I say, I had my order set at 6:30, and then it spiked up, it filled me, and then I'm like, alright, this time, oh, sorry about that. So this time I'm like, alright, I'm going to be really patient. I know I'm shorting the front side of this move, but I know this pattern. So I got filled. The market opens, this thing rips to the high side. We almost get to 7. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if 7 holds the stock down, where is the near support? Look down here. Near support 630. I know it's coming back to my level. So spikes up, couldn't break 7. that's the first thing I look for. If this thing broke 7, I would have had to cover if 7 became support, but it didn't. It pulled back to the 630, came back up, and now we're making a higher low. And you guys all know that's how I trade. If higher low, higher low, higher low, main supports, main resistances. So we come up to test this again, higher low again, 677. We pull back. Come back to the 640. This 640 is turning into support, but right here on this candle, it cracks the 640s. So I'm like, all right, now this trade's really looking promising. I didn't add yet. So we flush through 640, we come up, and now we make a low of 615. And now the 640s is getting turned into resistance. So I was like, all right, this is beautiful. I can't add to my short yet, but I want to. So right here on this candle, I end up adding, let me just make sure, see the time. I'm going to put this, I'll put the P&L up, and like I say, everything's verified, time stamped. I got short at, let's see here, 654. So I damn near top ticked this. So I got short there, and I got short here. So I added right where that white arrow's at. I added to my short. I added another, let's see here, another 200 shares. So right now I got 700 shares short of the stock. And then I covered, so I'll just keep walking through. So then this right here, this 650, let's see here, high 659, high 658. So we barely break this candle by 1 penny. And it gets crushed. It comes back down to 630s. And now the 640s is actually turning into a resistance. So now this trade is working out beautiful. Unlike yesterday, when I shorted the front side of the move, and then when it came back down, I covered, and then I retested them 8s and held as resistance, I should have been holding my position. So today I redeemed myself on this trade. So now the 640s is resistance. I'm like, perfect. So I remember putting an order out to get filled at $6. I don't know why it keeps doing this. So like I say, I added here, and then when we came down to the $6, let me just make sure. Let's see here, 10:06. So I didn't cover there. So I covered right here. I believe somewhere in here. Actually, might have been a little further. Actually, I damn near bottomed this. I covered at 6:06 at $6. So I covered, so I started shorting. I added to my shares. I covered 300 shares right here at the $6. And then I covered the rest of my 400 at 605 at 27. Yeah, I remember it wasn't much longer because I seen this 594 turn into another support again. So I'm like, man, this is the same support as yesterday. So I covered my other remaining 400 shares right here. So right now I'm all out of this trade. I have nothing in. So as the day keeps going on, it pops up to that 625. Would have been another perfect short. And let's see here. Where did I get my other ones? Dun, dun, dun. I'm just trying to look. Let's see here. 1156. Oh yeah. So I added dun, dun, dun. right here. I added right before this broke 6. I only shorted another 100 shares, but I figured it tapped to 625. It came down. It's holding 6 as 594 as a main support. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a stab at this. So I got short again at $6. My risk is 608. If it breaks 608, that means we're now going to reverse and we're going to start trending up. So I got short. Get this. I had an order set at 550. This came down to 551. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I held through that. And then right up here, when we came back and retested, I added another 100 shares because I didn't want to cover in this. Because if this 594 holds, it's going to try to come back to support. So I added here, and then as this drop right here, I covered 100 shares. Because I could tell right here at this 580, I actually had an order set at 580 to cover 100 shares to get out. And then my other 100 shares that I have, I covered my other 100 shares at somewhere down in here. So now I'm all out of the trade. So I was really watching when it came down to this 570. That's the previous day's closing price. So I knew that was going to be heavy resistance or heavy support. If we didn't crack this 570, there was no way we were getting down to 550 again. So once we didn't crack that, I'm like, okay, this thing's going to go back up to 694, and I'm going to take a stab at it. So we break through 694, we retest that 608 level again, and it gets rejected. So I ended up taking another 200 shares short. I was like, I don't know, right in here and right in here. And then I basically covered back at 5, I believe it was 595. So on that trade I lost, I think like $7 or something. But that was my only losing trade out of this whole thing. Otherwise, every single other trade on this was a perfect winner. So I'm really happy how I played this. Unlike yesterday when I covered in them 8s, and I shouldn't have been covering. I know, not everybody's perfect, but I told myself this morning, I know exactly where this stock's going to do. And as long as 7 does not break, it's coming back to support. So like I say, I had that order set, and then this retest I should have added 500 shares, but it is what it is. All in all, this was a really great trade. Excuse me. So I was looking at some other ones. Well, let me show you my P&L first. That way, if you want to stop watching a video from there, you can. But today I won $408.76, so it was a really green day. Here's all my prints, all my tickets, so it's all verified. But tomorrow, what the stock's gonna do, I don't know. The highest I could see it realistically spiking to is maybe the 625 area. At the most 640 if it doesn't go red tomorrow. But it can do whatever it wants. I mean, it is making higher support. I mean, maybe this thing will rip. So all in all, it was a really good day. Another one that I was watching was this YGYI. Now this one, if I look at the history, I didn't really like it too much. I mean, yes, there's a gap to fill at this level right here. I mean, you could have played off that level, but with this stock, it just doesn't show like when it gaps up what it exactly does. So I wasn't really too trustworthy on shorting this, especially yesterday. And then it closed strong, and then it did have a gap down. You could have been playing off this 223 level. This was it went from 288 to 223, and that 223 held as a pretty strong resistance. So that would have probably been the level I would have been playing off of. But my full attention was on AKER. So tomorrow, if this stock can't do anything, I see it come down to this 159, and the lowest I see is going to the 137s. Yeah, that's about it for that one. And then what was that other one yesterday? Oh yeah, DPW. This one I didn't trade, but I was really impressed. If you actually watch my video from yesterday, I called out the main support on this. I said it should come down to the 113 level. And I have this level on my video from yesterday. So this stock, I'm really impressed with on how I traded it. Now I look at it, this one looks like the same as YGYI. Same pattern. But I didn't trade the stock, but if you go back to my other video, I talked about DPW towards the end of the video, and I actually said that if this stock can't break out, realistically I see it coming down on the 113s, and it did. So that was awesome, like spot on to the T on that technical. Support and resistance, I mean, that's all I trade off. I don't use any indicators or anything, just straight support and resistance. But I guess other than that, yeah, that's probably going to be the end of the video. But hey, another green day. It's awesome. Back to back to back to back green days. So I guess until tomorrow, guys, have a good one. Stay green. Remember, like and subscribe. It really pushes this channel. And yeah, peace out.